the girl discovered something terrifying while seeing the doctor. She vaguely felt that she had been violated, and the doctor seemed to notice her anxiety. So he told her it was just a hallucination from the anesthesia, and suggested she go home and take a bath to relax. Back home, Daisy looked completely out of it. Her mind was filled with disturbing images, and her mood sank to the bottom. She picked up the clothes scattered on the ground, convinced it was definitely not a hallucination from anesthesia. Daisy dared not imagine what happened between her and the doctor, so she took what she thought was evidence, and decided to go to a bigger hospital for testing. But this time, the doctor also found something unusual with her body. Daisy felt a despair she had never felt before. When the police arrived at the hospital, they found the report did show she had sexual relations, but there were no signs of violence on her body, not even a single bruise. But in Daisy's mind, terrifying images kept flashing. No matter how she tried to explain, the police could not believe her, because the doctor had lived in the town for more than 10 years. He was always eager to help others, and was active in all kinds of charity events. Although the police vouched for the doctor's character, they still held to their duty, and decided to investigate first. But Daisy was not only humiliated, even the police didn't believe her words. Disturbing images kept flashing through her mind. Even her family began to doubt her. Some even suspected she was after the doctor's wealth. But Daisy still insisted, as long as the police got the doctor's cell sample, a comparison would prove her innocence. She pinned all her hopes on this. But she seemed to have thought it was too simple. The police soon found the doctor, but their relationship seemed unusual. They first asked with concern about his condition. The doctor's reaction was huge. He was shocked why his patient would choose to slander him, to clear himself of suspicion. He told the whole story from beginning to end. It turned out, that night Daisy had a big fight with her boyfriend, and accidentally hurt her finger. It was her boyfriend who came to the hospital first. Then Daisy came over cursing and shouting, to keep her from disturbing others. The doctor put aside his work, but unexpectedly Daisy panicked when she saw the wound, and she reeked of alcohol. To clean her wound more easily, the doctor gave her a sedative, but he never thought Daisy would accuse him afterwards. After hearing this, the police asked him to provide a cell sample, but the doctor got even angrier. In his view, that was insulting him, so he used the excuse of too many patients that day, and told the police to come back later.
Time right now. Oh, no problem. I'll drop back later. Hey, don't worry, I'm on it.
Right after that, the police visited the hospital nurses, to further confirm what the doctor said was true, and from Daisy's co-workers they learned, that night she did fight with her boyfriend, and she did have some injuries on her body. In short, everything was proving the doctor was telling the truth. Then, the police also found Daisy's boyfriend to confirm it. Meanwhile, the doctor secretly drew a vial of blood, and told the nurse to label it. By then the police were already waiting outside, without their supervision. The doctor handed the sample to the police.
I'm sort of supposed to be there when you give the sample.
You don't trust your own doctor?
But anyway, they still got the sample. You know, if the doctor refused, the police couldn't force it. They compared the samples overnight, and sure enough, the cells didn't match at all, and no one would believe that a kind doctor would hurt a girl. So the police announced in front of everyone that the doctor had been wrongly accused. Daisy's reputation was ruined instantly. She couldn't understand why she, as the victim, had become the villain in everyone's mouth, and the case became the hot topic of the town. But to prove her innocence, Daisy stormed into the police station. She was very doubtful of the testing process. To stop Daisy from making more trouble, the chief's colleague made a call.
Kresge, can you give me the name of the nurse who took the blood sample, please?
Is there a problem?
Just want to ask her a few questions about it.
We're talking about a really busy man here.
And Dr. Durian's word is good enough for me.
His word? Are you out of your mind?
Is that Kimberly? Where the hell do you get off?
It was obvious the police didn't follow procedure, so they went to the hospital again. This time the chief personally found the doctor, and asked him to provide another sample. Surprisingly, the doctor agreed without hesitation, and in front of the chief, he let the nurse draw a new sample. Then he found Daisy, asking her not to slander him anymore. The matter quickly spread through the town. People not only thought Daisy was a bad woman, they even attacked her online. Soon the chief brought out the results. The second sample still didn't match. That meant the doctor was definitely not the culprit, because the chief had supervised the whole thing. He no longer believed Daisy. He even thought Daisy had ulterior motives. Daisy dared not say more. If she kept pushing, the chief could charge her with malicious slander. She could only let it go. Daisy walked into the supermarket in despair, suffering discrimination from everyone. Even the cashier refused to serve her. She had no choice but to leave. She locked herself in her room, completely lost hope. After long mental torment, Daisy finally broke down. Her father couldn't take it anymore. He decided to take the family away, so Daisy could get therapy in a new environment. But the images in her mind still haunted her. She was sure something happened that night. The flashes never stopped. Daisy was suffocated every day, but the doctor on the other hand, lived freely and happily, as if nothing had happened. Fortunately, after therapy, Daisy's condition improved somewhat. Her father was willing to believe her, but the police test results were also facts. He only hoped Daisy could recover and bring life back to normal soon. But one day when Daisy was talking with her brother didn't comfort her. Instead, he thought she had long lost her innocence, even if something did happen with the doctor. So what? Those words hit Daisy again. She had done nothing wrong, yet everyone seemed to think she was. And not only her brother said that. One day her sister was playing with a neighbor's kid. The kid asked why they moved here. Her sister said because her big sister did something wrong. Now no one believed her anymore. Those words deeply hurt Daisy, so she decided to stand up again. To prove her innocence, she went back to the town, hoping the police would reinvestigate. But the police said the case was already closed. Without new evidence, they couldn't continue. To find new evidence, Daisy hired a private detective to watch the doctor day and night. Then, she found the doctor's assistant, hoping she would help her. After some persuasion, the assistant finally gave in. She secretly took out old medical records. All were girls who had been hospitalized before and never came back after discharge. Her intuition told her something must be wrong here. Using the addresses on the list, she started visiting one by one, but every time she explained her purpose, the girls' faces changed instantly. They were not only high status, but also had happy families. About Daisy's suspicion, none of them said a word. Meanwhile, the detective was also moving in secret. He pretended to give the doctor a checkup and got the doctor's saliva. He compared the cells overnight, but the result was unexpected. The saliva was mixed with glue, making testing impossible. Helplessly, the detective turned to another assistant, hoping she could get a sample, but he clearly underestimated the assistant in love with the doctor. So they had to turn to the doctor's car, where they found his lip balm, but when leaving they accidentally hit the horn, waking the doctor. But in the end they still got away. Luckily this effort paid off. The sample matched the previous evidence. Daisy took the results to the chief, but the chief still doubted. At least he gave them another chance. Daisy then went to the prosecutor. Although the evidence matched, the method of obtaining it was improper, so it couldn't be valid. Meanwhile, the police went back to the doctor. Unexpectedly, the doctor didn't refuse further investigation. He even cooperated fully with the evidence collection, but his lawyer kept stressing, if this test again showed nothing, he would never cooperate again, and demanded Daisy must apologize. That meant, if this test failed, the case would be over forever. They were clearly confident.
This never seems to end.
I gather you're not going to be with us much longer?
The doctor willingly unbuttoned his clothes, but when the coroner prepared to draw blood from his finger, the lawyer suddenly jumped up, claiming it could damage the nerves in his hand, terrifying for a surgeon. After persuasion, the coroner had to switch to his arm, but when the needle went in, no blood came out. The coroner even thought the needle was broken. Finally, after changing it, they got the sample. This time the police wasted no time. They analyzed it immediately, but again the result was unexpected. It still didn't match the evidence, and this process was fully compliant. Daisy refused to believe it. She thought it was all the doctor's scheme. She angrily chased after him, but was threatened by the lawyer with a lawsuit.
Legal tools to stop any further harassment. Richard, in the car, please.
One day you'll make a mistake.
Looking at the doctor's smug face, Daisy almost collapsed. She couldn't figure out where it went wrong. Back home the doctor was unusually calm. He put on his suit again and went to the hospital, pretending to care about his patients. He went straight into a ward, looking at the woman sleeping soundly on the bed, then gently pushed open the door. The next day, the police received unexpected news. A girl came to report a case. She said she too had been violated by the doctor. The twist came so fast, the police were stunned. But the biggest problem now was no evidence, because now there were two victims. The prosecutor hoped the girl would identify the doctor in court. Then they could turn the civil case into a criminal one. And the girl was the one from the ward the night before, but she only had vague memories, and no marks on her body. Soon the police found the doctor. Even when he was handcuffed, he didn't know why. This time the coroner didn't collect blood. He directly took oral saliva, and his hair. This time the doctor had no way out. His face even showed panic. After analyzing the new samples, they finally matched, but the evidence was still not enough, because it couldn't prove Daisy wasn't willing. That reasoning was absurd, like asking Daisy to prove she was Daisy. Soon, the case went to trial. Daisy stood in court with tears, while the opposing lawyer kept attacking her, not only damaging her reputation, but mocking her, even convincing the jury that she was just a very loose woman. Facing the sample match result, the doctor no longer pretended. He said he hid it at first to protect his family, and also for Daisy's reputation. He said everything was consensual, even that Daisy approached him many times, and the earlier mismatched results were because he feared being framed, so he injected other people's blood under his skin, then cut his arm, and let other blood cover it, all to protect his family, so he had to use someone else's blood, just so the girl couldn't destroy his family. He painted himself as a good husband. After his touching speech, Daisy wasn't afraid at all. She moved everyone in the court with her sincerity. Then, the jury gave the verdict.
On the charges of sexual assault, guilty.
Through the hard year, Daisy never gave up. If this happened to many girls, maybe because of giving up, maybe because of silence, there would never have been this result. Her courage and determination finally brought the bad man to justice.